Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my review for the third episode of Game of Thrones Season 5. This one is called High Sparrow. Okay, and spoiler warning, if you guys haven't seen episode 3 yet, why don't you go ahead and watch it before you watch this review. Definitely an early review, of course. As you guys know, the episodes were leaked. All first four episodes were leaked from HBO, so decided, you know what, I'll just review them right away, post the reviews for you guys. That's it. I'll probably have number 4 tomorrow. I think I'm spent for today doing, 4 videos straight, watching Game of Thrones marathon through. The episodes are blending into each other when you watch them straight through one to another. So I have to try to separate my thoughts on each because, I'm watching one and then reviewing, watching the next and reviewing. So, man, it's been pretty sweet, though. Still have one more to go. Still have episode 4, and then, damn, the wait is going to suck because we're going to have to wait like a month to get the episode 5. But that said, episode 3, so the High Sparrow episode. So, man, this was a really, really awesome episode. We had a lot of mixed, things happening here. Of course, the two biggest ones, major spoilers, of course, is we see Jorah, who happens to come across, of course, by the seemingly having just by random happenstance, seeming to be at the brothel at the same time, drinking at the same time Tyrion and Varys go through, and he's able to catch Tyrion and take him captive, and Varys is out of sight. So Jorah has Tyrion, and basically at this point in time, he's a character we haven't seen for a while. Of course, we know he was with Daenerys. He was outcast once some information came to her that he's a traitor and he's not to be trusted. And now we see him. It's a weird decision. He's choosing to take Tyrion and bring him to the Queen. That way, I suppose, vicious, selfishness. Just absolutely viciously selfish. Because of course, he really has nothing to do with the situation at all, and he just sees Tyrion as a big opportunity for him to redeem himself and for him to get in good with, of course, the Queen, get some cash, get the reward, and have a nice life in Westeros. So I always used to like Jorah, but at this point in time in the story, I really don't, because Tyrion's awesome. Tyrion's my favorite, man. And for him to do that, it's funny how Game of Thrones shows characters, and you can, at one time, you love them, other times you hate them, because there's so much change and so many different things that happen that, wow, I really did used to like him before, and now it's like absolutely can't. I hate him, can't stand him. But it is exciting, right? Really exciting for this season, and what's going to happen in the next episodes 4 through 10 with Tyrion and Jorah, and whether or not he's going to be able to actually return him to the Queen. So without getting into any further book spoilers, I'll just leave it at that. The scene was exciting, and definitely was a great way to end the episode. So aside from that, some huge other developments is that Sansa, seemingly that she was going to be with Littlefinger, that was our understanding previously last season, said he wanted her. Seems now he's not so much. He doesn't care so much. He's willing to give her up, so to speak, in order to bolster more power. In order to now he's got the Eyrie, and now he wants to create an alliance or allegiance with Bolton, and by marrying Sansa, giving over Sansa for Ramsay. Oh man, you want to talk about all-time worst? Joffrey was bad, but holy Ramsay, man! Oh my God, he makes Joffrey look like a Teletubby. My God, he's just, oh goodness. So she's had a rough life. she's had a pretty rough life. So I just feel terrible for her, and interested to see how this all goes down and what happens with it. Because I'm not keen on that part with regards to the books, and don't really know what's going to happen with that. So that was a nice twist for me, because I haven't read that part, or I didn't know, unless that's new. I'm not sure. Like I said, with Game of Thrones, I'm more of a casual fan. I am a big fan of the show, and I do like reading the books and everything, but a lot of times I don't get time to go through every single part of all of them with how busy I am with the channel and everything. But that said, I mean, that was quite the twist, and that threw me through a loop right there, too. Of course, you got Reek in there. So will Reek eventually, say hello to Sansa? How's she going to react? What is he going to tell her? Brings in all these different questions. And then, of course, we have Jon Snow at the wall, which this part, man, was pretty amazing, where he beheaded Janis, Lord Janis, because, of course, Janis is, he's a cowardly bastard, and also Stannis has kind of let Jon know that if he wants to lead, people have to respect him, and showing mercy is it can be seen as weakness. In this case, should Jon have let him go, that type of thing, or should he have beheaded him? That's a tough question. He wants to show his authority, but it's a bit aggressive. I think maybe he should have given him mercy and, maybe just, I don't know, whipped him for a while or something. Done something like that and then send him off, right? That said, though, he is definitely an enemy and, somebody that by himself he's not strong, but he can be a meddler. He's from King's Landing, so he's a meddler, so got to be careful with him and what will happen with Sir Alistair now. So we'll see what happens with that. Should be awesome later on this season. And then, of course, we have the parts with Arya, which was cool, getting to see the inside of the house. Really cool layout, design, everything. And the girl that comes in and starts whacking her, whacking her with the stick. That was funny too. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have the religious, of course. The title of the episode, High Sparrow. We have the religion. So we get the High Sparrow has formed his a new sort of almost. Is it like a cult? I don't know, because all religions at that point in the series, you've got like the Seven and stuff, and then you've got the Red Priestesses, and they worship the Lord of Light, and you've got all this different crazy religion stuff. So we can see the start of kind of that religion principle coming into the series now, which we have never really focused much on inside of King's Landing. We've had that with Thoros Amir, we've had that with Melisandre, but we've never had that in King's Landing. So now we're seeing in King's Landing that, and as Cersei says, it seems that she's trying to do with this High Sparrow, she's putting him into the High Septon's position, and trying to so that he's indebted to her, putting people that she putting them into power so that later on she can feel like she can trust them because of what she's done for them. That said, in this case, you've kind of put an extremist into a very high position, right? Even though he might be very nice, very kind, if he finds out some things about her, we know Lancel is on his religion squad, so to speak. What's going to happen with that? So that was a cool difference. I don't believe it went that way in the books. They've changed that a bit, and I did like that. I thought it was cool. The more stuff they change, the better it is, because it makes it a unique story, makes it different from the A Song of Ice and Fire, and of course. As the series goes on, as they've talked about in some interviews and stuff, so that they're going to be straying more away from the original story than they did in the first few seasons. Also, we saw Dr. Frankenstein and his monster is starting to wake up, which is also interesting too. So, yeah, it was a good episode all around, man. Lots of different stuff happening. That's all I'll really touch on. We heard from Brienne a little bit there, and there was Davos with Jon and all that, and that was all good. And I think that's about as much detail as I'll get into in this review. It was a great episode. Again, some great developments for the season and the story and what's going to happen with Tyrion, of course. The biggest question, I think. Also, I like that at the wall you kind of have a lot of drama building up of what's going to happen, who can Jon trust, who can he not trust. Sort of starting to feel a little bit like King's Landing in this episode, which was really cool too. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. An awesome episode, man. The first 3 have been great. Can't wait to watch episode 4, and then I'll post my review probably tomorrow. I think I'm spent for today. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, just click the button at the bottom left and you'll be able to get all my Game of Thrones reviews as well as all the other reviews I do for other shows, like, as you can see, Walking Dead, obviously. That's it for this one. See you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev. Same peace. See you guys.